The day that never happened. Evan Parker woke up to sunlight streaming through his blinds. He squinted at his phone, rubbing his eyes as the date glared back at him. Friday, November 22nd. That couldn't be right. Yesterday had been Thursday, and he didn't remember falling asleep. He sat up, heart beating faster than it should. His head felt foggy, like he was trying to piece together a dream that had slipped through his fingers, shaking it off. He got up and shuffled into the kitchen. His roommate, Josh, was already there, leaning against the counter with a mug of coffee. "Morning," Josh said, barely looking up. "You slept through the storm last night?" "What storm?" Evan asked, grabbing a mug for himself. Josh raised an eyebrow. "The huge one? Power went out for hours. Trees got knocked over everywhere." "You seriously didn't hear it?" Evan paused mid-pour, his stomach sinking. He didn't remember a storm. Didn't remember anything, really. "No. I guess I was out cold." Josh shrugged. "Lucky you. Man, I was up half the night listening to the wind howl. It was freaky." Evan nodded but didn't say anything. The feeling gnawed at him all morning, a nagging sense that something was missing. At work, the unease only grew. His inbox was full of emails referencing meetings and conversations he had no memory of. Colleagues waved or nodded at him as usual, but their comments felt strange. "Good call on the Johnson case yesterday," said Maria, one of his team members. "That strategy was solid." Thanks," Evan mumbled, feigning a smile. He didn't remember discussing the Johnson case. By lunchtime, the pieces weren't adding up. He ducked into a conference room and called his mom, hoping for a sense of normalcy. "Hey, Mom, quick question," he began, trying to sound casual. "What day is it?" Her voice was cheerful, as always. "It's Friday." "Of course." "Why?" And, yesterday was Thursday. "Why are you asking me about the days of the week?" Evan forced a laugh. "No reason. Just checking." But when he hung up, the dread came rushing back. If yesterday was Thursday and today was Friday, why couldn't he remember anything about the time in between? That evening, he sat alone in his apartment, flipping through his phone, social media, texts, photos, anything that could help fill the gap. But there was nothing unusual. No posts, no messages. It was like the entire day had been wiped clean. Then, as he stared at his phone, a notification popped up. "Reminder, session 2 of the study begins tonight at 10 p.m. Please arrive promptly." Evan frowned. Study? What study? He didn't remember signing up for anything, but the message included an address downtown, and for some reason, he felt compelled to go. The building was nondescript, a plain office tucked between two abandoned storefronts. Inside, the receptionist greeted him without asking for his name, as if she'd been expecting him.
"Right this way, Mr. Parker," she said, leading him down a dimly lit hallway. He entered a room with a single chair and a large screen on the wall. The moment he sat down, the lights dimmed and the screen flickered to life. "Welcome back, Evan," a calm, robotic voice said. "You are here to continue your participation in the temporal cognition study." Evan's stomach dropped. "What is this?" "I don't remember. Your participation in this study involves selective memory extraction and analysis," the voice continued. "You volunteered to have 24 hours of your memory removed in exchange for compensation." "What?" Evan shot up from the chair. "I didn't agree to this." The voice remained calm. "You signed the consent form 6 months ago. Do you not remember?" "No. Of course, I don't remember." His voice echoed in the empty room. The screen shifted, displaying a copy of a signed document. His signature stared back at him. Panic set in. "Why would I agree to this? What happened to my memory?" "Unfortunately, we cannot disclose the events of the extracted day," the voice replied. "Your consent allows us full access to that time frame. Do you wish to terminate your participation?" "Yes," Evan shouted. "Understood. However, you will not be able to retrieve the memories of November 21st. They are permanently removed." Evan slumped back into the chair, his head spinning. He couldn't remember what he had lost or why. As the screen went dark and the receptionist ushered him out, one thought consumed him. What had been so important on November 21st that someone had wanted it erased? And why did he feel like it wasn't over yet?